Tonight on DC News Now at 9.
I've always pledged to fight for accountability.
This will be a rigged, politicized investigation.
An investigation into sex assault cases at Loudoun County schools can continue. That decision today from Virginia's highest court. We're live with the back and forth between the school board and the governor's office.
Switching up how packages are delivered. People in one D.C. apartment fed up. Their orders no longer come to their door, a service they're paying for. I'm Mariel Carbone with the pushback.
Plus, it is now Labor Day weekend, and if you're hitting the road and strapped for some cash, we have ways to save. DC News Now at 9 starts right now. Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight at 9 on DC News Now. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Mark Hall, filling in for Tasmin Mahfouz, kicking this off tonight with your holiday weekend weather. Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb joining us. Janessa, how are things looking?
You know, it was a wonderful week, but our forecast has kind of changed as we head into your extended weekend. We are going to have to contend with a few light showers and possibly some flooding that we are going to see across the area for your Labor Day. Hear me clearly. This is an evolving forecast that is likely to change in the next 24 hours. And the day that we are really going to be watching is Labor Day Monday. Look at how it has now increased to likely widespread rain across the area. Now for your Saturday and Sunday, we do want to keep an isolated shower in the forecast across West Virginia into sections of southern Maryland. But with the arrival of our next cold front, this could be scattered to light showers that we're going to continue to see on your Monday. High pressure, it has now retreated into the Quebec area, about to make its way into the Atlantic. And that's why all this cloud coverage and our next storm system to our west is going to continue to steadily increase, making its way south and east. And even our friends in the Tennessee Valley currently dealing with a little bit of moisture that is expected to head our way. Now, highs today, they were another topic of the weather story. Upper 80s, a few spots touching 90 degrees, and this will be consistent going into the weekend as well, with our dew point tracking on the upward trend. Look at highs for Sunday. That's the warmer day. We'll be in the lower 90s, overnight lows upper 60s, and then we drop dramatically Monday afternoon, about 10 to 15 degrees in a few spots. With the humid air in place and that cold front, it could spark up potential for flooding and severe weather. So our weather team is watching that pretty closely. Coming up, I'm going to show you exact timing on our futurecast and what we're predicting for Monday all the way into Tuesday afternoon. Guys.
Janessa, thanks. All new tonight, a major development in a sex assault investigation after a Virginia teenager was found responsible for sexually assaulting 2 girls in 2 high schools. Glenn Youngkin launched an investigation into Loudoun County Public Schools.
And it was one of his first actions as governor. And tonight, after pushback from the school board, the Commonwealth's highest court says the investigation can continue.
Yeah, DC News Now's Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla joining us live tonight from Loudoun County. Max, this investigation really has been highly politicized.
Yes, since day one of the Youngkin administration, when he signed this executive order starting this investigation, politicized is absolutely the right way to describe it. But today, a big win for Youngkin, Attorney General Jason Miyares, the Republicans in leadership here in Virginia. They say this is not a win for them, it's a win for parents. The Supreme Court of Virginia essentially said today that the school board had tried to argue that they needed to stop the grand jury, and the court today saying they just didn't have a sound legal argument to do so. Intense and often angry moments at Loudoun County School Board meetings preceded the Republican sweep in 2021 statewide races. Often the candidates focused on education, and today they proclaimed victory on one of their first actions.
The Loudoun County School Board has tried to block it, but I will always, always fight for truth, and I will fight for accountability.
This is the 4-page ruling from the Virginia Supreme Court that stops the school board's efforts to halt the grand jury investigation. The school board argued state code that gives the board authority over the school division means a grand jury should not be allowed. But the court wrote, the school board has offered no convincing argument for why the grand jury investigation infringes this provision, saying the constitutional power to administer a school district does not bring with it immunity from investigation for violations of the criminal law.
Executive Order number 4 authorized an investigation of the Loudoun County School Board by our Attorney General.
And days after touting the launch of the investigation as a success at a Fairfax County rally, Governor Youngkin calls the court's ruling a victory for parents, teachers, and students. But some have accused the investigation of being political.
This will be a rigged, politicized investigation.
Back in February, 2 Democratic delegates who represent Loudoun County held a press conference saying Attorney General Jason Miyares is using this investigation for pure political gain. But now, as the investigation moves ahead, Miyares had this to say.
I've always pledged to fight for accountability and transparency at all levels of government.
Now, tonight, DC News Now has received a statement from the Loudoun County Public School District. It says, quote, while the public school district is disappointed in the results, it will continue to comply with the special grand jury's requests and awaits the findings of the investigation. Reporting live from the Loudoun County Public School headquarters, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Max, thank you. New tonight, a delay in delivery. That's the concern for residents at Flats 130 after management made a switch up to how packages are delivered. Now partnering with a third-party service. DC News Now's reporter Mariel Carbone is live in Noma for us tonight. Mariel, people at the complex are pretty fired up.
Yeah, they are. Typically, when we're talking about deliveries, it's because people are upset that packages are being stolen off of their doorsteps, but here, the concern is
it seems like a simple concept. Place your order online. The truck pulls up and your package is delivered to your home. That's changing here at Flats 130.
It's very frustrating. This whole process involves adding another link to the supply chain.
Connor Hennessy lives at the complex, which notified residents Tuesday that packages will now be delivered through the third-party service, Fetch.
And they're describing it as a value-adding amenity when it just seems like a massive inconvenience.
With Fetch, residents send their packages directly to the Fetch warehouse, which is located in Alexandria. When it comes, they're notified and prompted to pick a delivery time, when Fetch will bring the package directly to you or leave it at your door if you choose.
There aren't any security cameras in the hallway, so if they leave a package outside your door, there are just some unanswered questions and concerns about that.
Hennessy says people are also worried about this.
While Virginia has a relatively conservative governor, if you're trying to get some kind of contraceptive or Plan B, if you have to send it to Virginia, they might face issues just receiving that kind of medical care.
In protest, residents are now posting these flyers in the building, highlighting Fetch's F rating by the Better Business Bureau.
I mean, it is concerning to see the signs that
Don Harris just moved to the building. He admits he's a bit worried.
And if the service can't deliver them on time, or I'm hearing that they'll get returned to somewhere in Virginia, that's concerning.
Flats 130 tells DC News Now the Fetch service is in a trial phase, and that this is a solution that we believe will provide a superior experience for our residents, as our teams work to manage an overwhelming number of packages on a daily basis.
We did reach out to Fetch. We'll hear what they had to say and what they told us coming up all new tonight at 10. Meanwhile, some good news to pass along before you hit the road this holiday weekend. Gas prices even lower than they were yesterday. According to AAA, the average price nationally is $3.81 a gallon. Virginia's average, $3.59. Maryland, it's $3.70. And D.C., it's $3.95. If you're driving down to North Carolina, expect to pay on average $3.52 a gallon. And over in Delaware, it's $3.60. And if that isn't enough, as DC News Now consumer reporter Ben Dennis shows us, there are several more ways to cut costs at the pump.
We spent the day looking into how consumers can save on gas. Even more good news on top of gradually falling prices. A quick search online and even around the block could save consumers some cash if they know where to look. Another holiday rush on the road with ways to save at the pump. Gas is down 5 cents nationwide this week, but still more expensive than this time last year, according to AAA. Prices hovering just shy of $4 a gallon for unleaded.
Take advantage of discount apps that could bring down the cost of gas, like Upside. Here at this Exxon in Northwest, offering 40 cents cash back for every gallon of gas that I'm going to put into my car. Once you're done, grab a receipt, take a photo of it, and upload it to the app.
Now you've got cash back for your next purchase.
If we've learned anything this year, it's to do whatever we can to try and conserve fuel or to save money on fuel.
Morgan Dean at AAA points out their search tool to find the cheapest fuel and more.
With TripTix, you can even plan out your trip, where you're headed, and then pick some stops along the way and say, wow, I'm going through a state that's got a cheaper average than what I'm paying here.
Waze, Gas Guru, and Fuelio also have maps to see cheaper prices near you. Fuelio even tracks mileage and fuel consumption. Gas Buddy and rewards cards with gas stations like Shell and BP can also help.
Like we saw with 4th of July and like we saw with Memorial Day, we could be seeing near pre-pandemic numbers out on the roadways, which would mean very busy roads. If you can leave early in the morning on Monday or later in the day on Monday and miss some of that midday traffic buildup, you might be in better shape.
And if you opt to dodge the highways and back roads and use public transportation, Amtrak has discounts for children 2 to 12 years old. They can get 50% off of their tickets. Seniors can save 10%, and trips across the Commonwealth of Virginia can help passengers save 15%. Those are same-day discounts. Rather, other perks are offered for tickets bought days in advance. Ben Dennis, DC News Now, back to you.
Well, more Metro 7000 series trains are back on the tracks later this month. Starting September 12th, 12 more trains with 8 cars each will be allowed to run, bringing up the total from 8 to 20. The move was approved by the Washington Metro Rail Safety Commission today. All the 7000 series trains were pulled off the tracks last fall after a train derailed. Metro says that they've since addressed the safety concerns.
Well, a walk for peace in the district this afternoon. The walk began near where a shooting happened last week that killed 2 people and injured 3 others. Mayor Muriel Bowser was among many who participated in today's walk. This is the 4th straight week of peace walks. According to police data, during that span, there have been 60 shootings in the district.